That's a message we're getting here more and more and more with the Black Lives Matter. The message emanating out from all over the place is when a white person gets killed by a black person, somehow white people deserve it. A couple people have written columns documenting what's happening on black Twitter or the black social media platforms, where they talk about that 5-year-old child in North Carolina who was just shot in the head. His first name is Cannon. And there's a lot of black hostility emanating from this. The gist of it all is I don't give a crap about that 5-year-old boy. He deserved it. Who cares? He's just a 5-year-old white kid.
Now here's something we should be aware about. Cannon Hinnon, a 5-year-old boy, was shot by a 25-year-old male in front of his sisters while they were riding bikes. Now this is just sick. This is sick. If this boy was black, it'd be sick. If this man was white, it'd be sick. Either way, it would be sick. I mean, I don't see any protest for this little boy. But since it's 2020 and everything's about race, if this man was white and this little boy was black, you'd see this all over the media. I mean, here's why some of you guys don't know about it. I mean, I typed in his first and last name, and not even CNN could cover this one. I mean, this is just sad. This is terrible, this is cruel, and this is sick. A 5-year-old boy riding his bike. The media don't want you to know. Because of color. Color stands in the way of this one. I really hope it doesn't to you. Because it doesn't matter what color these two people are. This case, what happened here, it wasn't good.
I don't even know where to begin. This is so heartbreaking. Do you not know how hard it is to talk about a child who was murdered? It shouldn't even be a talk. It shouldn't even be a conversation. It shouldn't even be real. Nobody should be out here killing children. But this ghetto thug right here that y'all see, this low life, this no good for nothing thug, murdering monster, killed this little boy. His name was Cannon, 5 years old. Went out to go ride his bike. A child should be able to go outside and ride their bike without being harmed. A child should be able to go outside and ride their bike and not have to worry about their life. This little angel, 5 years old, innocent, was murdered by this low-life ghetto thug. What in the world would make somebody shoot a 5-year-old?
What the hell is this? I'm just not hearing about this. Y'all know I'm out here shooting a movie, and one of y'all sent this to me. All right, let me find out what's going on here. So it says here, a 5-year-old boy was shot dead at point blank range by a neighbor who was 25 years old as he rides his bike in his own front yard in front of his two sisters that are 8 and 7.
This was despicable. 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 That was a child. That was a child. But that wasn't only a child. That was a white kid. A white kid. Who gives a damn about a white kid? The media doesn't want you to give a damn about a white kid. He's white. But we have to give a damn about someone who's black, whether they're perpetrators or victims.
Man, a very sad story, man. Cannon Hinnon. Little 5-year-old kid, man. Little kid in North Carolina, man. And it's not really relevant to you know, try to make this you know, a divide issue, but the little kid was white, 5 years old, riding his bike on his neighbor's lawn, Darius Sessoms. And Darius, a black man, ran up and shot the little kid in the head. Shot him in the head, man. Little 5-year-old kid.
You guys have heard about this story, because I can't, oh my God. This story is absolutely horrible. Absolutely horrible, bruh. I can't even imagine what I would do if I was the father. As you can read the headline, North Carolina man shot and killed a 5-year-old neighbor while he was playing in his yard, bruh. This kid was playing in his yard, and this mofo put a gun to this little kid's head and pulled the trigger. Bruh, that is... Y'all know what I say. Y'all know what I say. I always keep it consistent. I don't care if you're black, white, Asian, Hispanic, it doesn't matter. The rapists, the pedos, elderly abuse, all of them mofos, yeet. Simple as that. Turn off the lights. Turn off the lights, bruh. End of story. That's it. End of story.
This country is the greatest country on this planet. Yeah. And as proof, there's millions of immigrants that's non-white just trying to get here. Risking life and limb. Just to get here because it's land opportunity. But the story that we want to discuss today is happened in North Carolina. It involved a 5-year-old white kid. Yeah, by the name of Colin Flaherty. Yeah, he was just riding his bike. Minding his own business. Minding his own business. His sisters was out there watching him ride his bike. Right. And when a neighbor by the name of Darius Sessoms, who happens to be a black guy, just came over and shot the kid in the head. Now, and to our knowledge, they were neighbors. They were cordial. They even knew each other. Yeah, the Darius Sessoms, the guy that shot the 5-year-old in the head and killed him, he actually sat with the kid's father, and I think they ate food. Yeah, ate dinner, broke bread together. Right, so which is really bizarre. Yeah, but so, the main thing we want to say in this video, we're not gonna paint black versus white in this video. Yeah, I don't know what was the motivation behind this killing. I just know it was pure evil. Yeah, and it was a tragedy. And everybody should walk away from this video knowing evil come in all colors: black, white, brown, and in everywhere in between. Yeah, but again, the reason why we want to discuss this story is not to exploit death like the left does all the time. If these roles were reversed in this story, if Cannon was a black kid and he was killed at the hands of a white guy, they would paint this as a white supremacist, and we need more gun control.
How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today I bring you a very sad and very confusing story coming out of Wilson, North Carolina, which is about an hour east of Raleigh, North Carolina. A 5-year-old boy by the name of Colin Flaherty was shot at point-blank range by his next-door neighbor, a 25-year-old man by the name of Darius Sessoms. Now, this incident happened right around 5:30 p.m., so it was plenty of daylight to see what was happening. Unfortunately, Cannon's 7- and 8-year-old siblings witnessed the shooting, and Cannon's father, I'm not sure if he saw it, but he rushed out from where he was and went to go get the boy. They took him to the hospital. They tried to save him, but unfortunately, he was not able to be saved, and he has passed away. They did apprehend the shooter about a half hour north in Goldsboro. Now, to address the elephant in the room before we go any further, Cannon was white, and the shooter, Darius, is black. Now, I'm not sure if the mainstream media will cover this story too much because of what I just said. And it's sad, really, the race shouldn't matter to me. The race does not matter. I don't care what color you are. All I see is a 5-year-old innocent boy and a 25-year-old murderer. That's all I really see. I don't see anything else. But of course, the media are not really going to cover it as much as what they would if the races were reversed. Imagine if you had a 25-year-old white man and a 5-year-old black boy. This would be like Dylan Roof. It'd be considered, white supremacy and the Klan coming back. It'd be framed in that sense rather than it being senseless, which is what it is. And it's confusing because the neighbors knew each other. Okay, Darius, the guy that shot the little boy, would hang out with the little boy's father. They had dinner together on Friday. I think like a day or so before the shooting, Darius was at the little boy's father's house hanging out with him, chilling. So I just don't understand why this whole thing happened. I don't get it. They were not new neighbors. They had been on that same street for a very long time. I think Darius, his parents, or at least one parent, had been on that same street for 28 years.
Hear that, Colin? They agree with you. That's because these are ordinary blacks, not the fellas and their lovely ladies from the hood, and not arseholes like Don Lemon, pictured, and all the other talking heads, be they black or white. This isn't a racial thing. This wasn't a racial thing. This wasn't some group of young thugs playing the knockout game. It wasn't gratuitous attacks on groups of people. It wasn't mass plundering of shops. This isn't black and white, this sort of thing. You might as well play feminist and see it in terms of toxic masculinity, male violence. This was one otherwise ordinary dude who did something really outrageous. The boy's parents say they'll be seeking the death penalty. Well, they want the death penalty. Whether or not they get it, this guy hasn't got much to look forward to, but this sort of thing happens all the time. Black on white, black on black, white on white. It's male on male, male on female, and on occasion female on male, female on female. There are lots of sick people out there, and there are lots of otherwise normal people who on occasion do unspeakable things. So it isn't only the media and the fellas from the hood who see things through the prism of race all the time. It's you as well, isn't it, Colin? Take a second look.